Orders are due this week at I Want More Comics and Games. For over 400 items, you have so much to choose from. Always check out our final orders due page to get your books and beat the release week rush. We work to list every available and open order comic, trade paperback, and manga so you can get exactly what you want. This week, a large number of new #1 issues from all the publishers. DCKO and Absolute Evil, 3 from Age of Revelations, and Harley Meets Elvira. Also, Marvel has more theme month variants while superstar cover artists drop eye poppers. Place your order before 6 p.m. Monday night and select from shipping options or in-store pickup. See you at release.
Every week we try to add something to make us look more clever.
We're trying. We're doing our best.
That's our thing there.
Hello, everybody.
And since the show's designed to be like you can watch it on replay, like watch anytime. It's relevant all the way up to when you can get the books, but it's super relevant in the next 24 hours.
That is correct. Keith and I will be going over final orders due. They are due Monday at 6
p.m.-ish, I say.
6
so
p.m.
6 p.m.-ish
time.
6 is the hard number when I start shutting stuff off on the website to make sure that we have all the orders in. And then over the next 2 hours, I'm converting all those orders into our not publishers, distributors.
There you go. So today we're going over comics that are going to come out in the future. And in this particular case, we're looking at October. So get spooky with us. It's going to be fun. We have a ton of stuff to go over. There were so many #1s I was looking at. Keith, why don't you explain how you get to this fine page for those that might be new?
Yep. First time here, this is our website, iwantmorecomics.com. Feel free to turn around and follow along with us at home and look at all the same type of things. From any one of our pages and all this is from the shop menu item. And from there, it is final orders due. When you get to that page, you will have not only this week, but you will have potentially the next 3 weeks, although that information is really never locked in until the Friday before the Monday.
There you go. So we'll get right to it because, like I said, we do have a lot to talk about. I think the easiest thing to do is because it's right there on the first page is talk about Absolute Evil #1. This is a big one. It is, I think what I'll call it is the first Absolute Universe one-shot. It is a kind of like, hey, there's a lot of villains involved in a world that's built on Darkseid's image, and what's going on with them? Where are they? What have they been doing? Absolute Evil is going to dive in that with the incredible writer Al Ewing, Giuseppe Camicoli on the art duties. This is the 1-year anniversary of Absolute Universe, and we're going to look at basically the Injustice League.
So far inside Absolute, the other characters aren't really colliding into each other.
No, not at all.
This was a design that it was supposed to be that if you wanted to stay on one character, you could just ride one character. You love your Wonder Woman, stay with Wonder Woman. You're not losing out on any Wonder Woman goodness because you're not reading Batman or Superman or Green Lantern or Martian Manhunter, although you are missing out on some good Absolute Evil types. Absolutely.
You really are, yeah. So the fun part with this is kind of deciding what we're going to order and how we're going to bring this to our rack. This isn't necessarily one of the ones I'm like, oh, gang, I don't know if we'll have some for you. But this is a unique thing where they don't really tell us who to tie this to. So we could go the full gambit and we could just say everybody that's on Absolute's getting pulled for it. What I typically do is I pick the biggest Absolute title and then I tie them to that, and that's what we end up ordering. But this is a really great way to get ahead of that game and make sure you're on it. Plus there's a lot of really great variants.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the big holes inside of this is to say somebody who is a Martian Manhunter fan and has been reading Absolute Martian Manhunter, may not be if that was the only one that you were doing in the Absolute universe, we don't carry you over right away because this is too broad for maybe just your fandom there, but we absolutely invite you to join us on the journey and turn around and be able to put in an order. Like Richie said, we will have shelf copies on this because I do expect people to be talking about it.
That is correct. All right. I think what we can do is go from absolute evil into kind of like the theme of the of when we're ordering, and it's called Hello Halloween #1 from Dark Horse.
Boom.
Boom. Yes, thank you.
Because it is going right alongside Hello Darkness.
That is correct. Hello Halloween is going to be a anthology with a lot of fun stories with high caliber writers like R.L. Stine. It will have a bunch some short stories and other stuff that's really just going to get you into the mood. Keith did his mandatory pick of the Frisson variant that I will all highlight.
I don't need to hear grief from you later.
But I think this is a good one. Specials are a different thing, man, and Halloween is full of them. So you're going to want to look and try to pull those up and see if you want anyone in particular, because it's really difficult to tie holiday specials to things that are already coming out. It's really kind of a guessing game. We usually typically get around just under 20 to get to the rack for anybody really interested. So
there are some cool ones here. There's a glow in the dark Roush variant on this. And we are ordering the same week here. Hello Darkness right next door to it, so if you kind of want the thematic, they're not good. You do not need to read one to be into the other, but again, if you're liking your little short stories, Hello Darkness gives you that horror feel. I would kind of in the world of Creepshow, which Image has been putting out with pieces like that, or Ice Cream Man is another one that I would say fans are real common between all of these here.
Oh, brother, did you just open the Pandora's box? Let's go to Ice Cream Man.
What did I do?
Ice Cream Man, the Mortal Coil Shuffle Edition.
I did want to put that in chat. If I meant to put that up there earlier for people to be able to click the link and follow right along with us, but
there you go.
Ice Cream Man, the Mortal Coil.
This bad boy, goodness gracious. Okay, Ice Cream fans, this is a 55 card set of basically a comic book story, but it's told via playing different styles of card games. Ice Cream Man decided that they'd push the envelope until it fell off the table, quote unquote. And there are 55 individual cards here that you can play in various different ways. Some have story arcs, some have characters, some have spells or curses that will fall upon the characters while you're playing naturally. Talk about an insane way to try to pitch a comic book, but these guys are known for doing insane things, and I think this is just really fun. Now, how do we order this? I don't think we order this for anybody. This is bananas, right? So this is if you're an Ice Cream Man fan and you're really into kind of it's like a create your own story. One of the bigger things that's in this description, if you read it, it says the Mortal Coil Shuffle will be printed once and once only. No second printings, no new runs, and never collected in a trade of any kind. It will exist, and then like magic, it won't. So this is very unique, very special, and I think kind of hidden, to be honest. And I want to make sure I get eyes on it, because now you got about 24 hours to decide if you want to be one of those very few people out there that I think actually picked this bad boy up.
Yeah, I think
it's not a high price point either.
No, $9.99. It's for its own little card deck. It's going to come with packaged by itself. It is, as Richie brought up, it's just a difficult thing to print because it has to go through so many. It's so different than printing a comic book. That's why it's put into that. We're going to do this once. That's all you get in that kind of category. And it also then, I don't want to hype up collectability of this type of thing. This is more along the lines of, if you wanted to get your hands on it, now's the time to raise your hand, get into it, and all this. For the pull of Ice Cream Man ourselves, we're not adding anyone directly from that, although I can think probably 2 or 3 people we would pop on because they've been doing all the variants. And like for that kind of level of fandom, if you've been deep into it, then that's the we know when we'll take care of you. Outside of that, it's going to be on the rack, and if everybody turns their nose up about it, we'll it'll sit there for a little bit.
Mhm.
If everybody loses their mind over it on that Wednesday, it's gone in a flash. And I can see this as being something that's going to hit internet hype.
Yeah. From there, I thought we'd talk about a unique thing that I noticed, and you and I kind of talked about earlier, and it has to do with an event that I went to personally called San Diego Comic-Con. Sometimes when you go to the con, they have these exclusive covers, things that are directly for the event and the event only. A lot of times what can happen is, because you don't know, there's a range from about 130,000 to about 200,000 people that attend that event every year. We don't know, and publishers don't know how many of their exclusive issues will actually be purchased at that time. And I won't even get into the time it takes to try to get all the exclusives. But what will happen is there'll be overstock of these exclusives, and you can actually purchase them through previews or through our catalog when they put them up through the publisher, because they have all these extras lying around. So they want to make sure that everyone gets an opportunity to pick one up. In this case, you'll see Titans got them right here.
Some of these came through with some information. So like the Heat Seekers, I can tell you that this foil edition here for $15 is one of 500. It's one of 600 for the Virgin version. And this different one was only printed to 400. So you have a couple Conans, you have Heat Seekers. Inside of that too, what was my other one? Let me refresh. My computer's acting up here. So let me quickly get there. What was the other one that you remembered?
The one I had was Conan. You told me about Heat Seekers, and
yeah,
maybe
Savage
Return.
Rebel Moon Nemesis.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Return to Skull Island, and Solomon Kane.
There you go.
So the one asterisk we're going to put next to this about ordering, this is the type of thing that we may order, a couple for the rack out there. We'll try to order anything that you guys get, but because they are limited in number, because there is only 400 of that Heat Seeker, and if they get more orders from us retailers than 400, they obviously cannot fill it. And we don't know how many of the 400s are actually available today. So our standing rules inside of this is first come, first serve. Those who would turn around and put in an order right now or a request would get access into being first in line. As long as we get fulfilled for all copies that we get, everybody gets it. Happy. If we turn around and order a couple for the shelf and we get those two, great. It'll be on the rack. As soon as we start getting shorted, first the rack gets shorted. We wouldn't put anything out. We would fill requests first. Second, if we're still underneath that, if we had 5 people and they only send us 4, it's in order that we received your order. So again, kind of those things to do that. I want to warn that because most of the time, almost all the time, the things that we offer out on final order cutoff don't have restrictions like that. We don't put up the ratio variants that we're only getting a couple of. We don't put that type of stuff up there. We're not trying to tease you out of something that you're not really going to be able to get your hands on. But this is kind of a unique situation that can be a problem for that.
Very, very good. And I like kind of that warning. So let's move on from there to a team up that I think people will be interested in.
Okay.
It's called Harley Quinn Elvira from Dynamite. Harley Quinn and Elvira will be teaming up, not quite as big as Deadpool Batman, but I think just as unique and fun. The Paul Palmiottis will be at the helm, and Amanda Connor will be at the helm. So I think it's going to be a great little mini series. And we have a gorgeous Mark Spears variant that everyone should take a look at.
This is very much a situation where the right creator is on the right project. You've got Chad Harden covers here, who has done a lot of Harley work. Like you said about Spears, Linsner is a good fit for this.
Absolutely.
Several different, even the Ben Caldwell is a really cool.
It really is. Yeah. I actually thought that was one of my favorites was the Caldwell.
And I will point this out also in all the, if you're interested and go, hey, this is a really kind of cool blanket cover concept. They have both the black, the red, and the white. we're not going to typically order that. That is something I'm looking for special orders for. Blanks have sometimes have their place, sometimes have to be really kind of niche. So if you're wanting it, raise your hand, but don't expect to see all of these variants on the rack. We're going to be a little bit selective, like the $30 foil virgin cover here. That's the limited one. Yeah, probably not bringing this in unless it's a special order.
Very, very true. Taking a look at that, I wanted to talk about two ones that I think are going to be under the radar, but have a big following. So first is Dungeons and Dragons, the fallbacks. And the thing about D&D comic books is that I know that people love them, but in the next two cases of what I'm going to talk about is just something I learned over being here for 9 years, is that when it comes to board games or video game adaptations, everybody's late to the game. I think mostly because it's a crossover audience that like it, but aren't really here, right? Like in this moment where we have to make that order, and it takes too long for them to come in. So we usually get about 3 or 4 sales in that first week, and that clears it, right? So this is a way to get ahead of those things. And hopefully you're watching this kind of show, or a buddy shares it to you, so you can see that your favorite board game has a pretty big lore and actually can follow along through comic books as well. There's no slouches here either with a Panosian variant and things like that. Like, some serious good work behind this.
I would also turn around and say, if you've got somebody at the helm like Greg Pak writing it,
yeah.
I mean, you're going to be a big deal there. I thought it was really kind of cool with this Azuri. These are both the same artist here, and that you get the fighter and the paladin.
Yes.
It leads me to believe that in future months you may see additional come through that pipe. So it's a nice thematic variant if you'd like to build your party.
And D&D also, I can't guarantee it, but I'll say like 80% of the time they include their character sheet, so you can actually like build those characters and throw them into your games as well. On this same note, we're going to go back to Titan, and we're going to talk about Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares is a video game that's been just crazy. Everybody loves this game. And it is actually, this one is coming out with the third Little Nightmares on console. So again, another scenario where you might not know that your video games can also spill into comic books, and potentially you can keep that lore going and expand your universe. This is the way to do that. Because it's a video game and because it's a new issue number 1, we don't have a lot of data on it, which means a lot of retailers are going to do small orders to make sure that we're within our margin. But you can make sure you grab it if you pick it up here. Going from there, I thought we might as well talk about some big ones, and I was going to lean on you, Keith, so I apologize, but we got to talk about Age of Revelation. And it can start with Amazing X-Men number 1.
Okay, good. Amazing. All right, start with Amazing X-Men number 1 here.
So, what is Age of Revelation? Age of Revelation, I believe, is a callback, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Keith, is a callback to an older big X-Men event. It's kind of playing with,
so I've seen both. I like how in this it says now X years later, because I think that different points in time they've said 5 years, 10 years, what's kind of gone on and forward, but it's a future projection. We've played with X-Men in different timelines, especially like apocalyptic dystopian timelines. Age of Apocalypse was the old 90s one that kind of kicked this off, but it was a pause all the titles, take a time out, and we're just going to run these books right now and look at the X-Men from a different perspective. So Age of Apocalypse was an alternate universe, that was what happens if Charles Xavier is not there and Magneto leads the X-Men. This one has its own, bad story, and
I do have the storyline for that, Keith, that I can add to. So this is X years into the future, where the new mutant utopia threatens an Earth ravaged and transformed by the mutant X virus. So the X virus is back and it's annihilated people, but there's a utopian mutant island kind of thing, and this is the world they live in.
Age of Revelation 0 is on the rack right now. It kind of came out as a sneak attack surprise. We do still have it stocked. It sets up the storyline. So again, kind of getting into that, and it starts drawing boundaries, and it's, X-Men are in this area, but who's leading the X-Men? I think that this story it was well put together enough to be able to read and kind of go through. So I'm skirting around all the little details. I want you guys to have the enjoyment yourself. If you didn't know that the 0 part was out and that you can kind of get into it, we have it. It's available both on the website and here in the store. But who's on the inside, who's on the outside, who are the rebels, and some of the things are kind of, and not quite spoilerish, but we know certain things. Laura Kinney, who's had the story Laura Kinney Wolverine, will now have Laura Kinney Sabretooth.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to bring up the other 3, which is Binary #1 that will come out, and Long Shots #1. And as well as the aforementioned Laura Kinney's Sabretooth will come out as well. And all of those will be Age of Revelation era.
I'm going to flip through them here on the pages instead of going into them, because there's just so much.
A lot, yeah.
And the covers demand attention, right?
They really do, yes.
Talavera, Nakayama. That's just, even the Mobley is amazing right there for that. We don't have even final art because I don't think they finished colors on the Yagawa. Then there's that Laura Kinney Sabretooth that I brought up. And again, everything's got about a main cover and 4 alternatives. Villalobos, I would kind of, that would be where I'm
me too
drawn to, that's just, he's just got a great way with faces kind of thing, the expressions. Long Shots is I looked at it, it's going to have to be the top of my pile. Did you see that's Hickman writing?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So
of course it's going to be on yours.
I'll have to be on there and all this, but good variants there. I actually really, even on that Long Shots, to see this Hellcat Ron Lim, I really want to know what's going on there. And then there was, I believe, 2 more books here deep in the alphabet. Yeah, here we go. World of Revelation, which Phil Noto on main cover.
I was going to say the main cover is actually really, really good.
Yeah, that's that stuff. And World of Revelation and Book of Revelation. Now, not all of these, even though the orders are due right now, not all of these are actually coming out on the same week. You can look at them. They're staggered a little bit, so there's going to be some storytelling and what things matter. But it's obvious, Apocalypse is a big part of this whole thing. It's obvious something weird's kind of going on here with Wolverine. There's this, how this is. Whenever we're going to turn around and get into an alternate forward take on things, we're going to twist the X-Men world. So there's going to be a lot of things that change around on it. Also, I'll point out, there were a lot of cover changes just since Friday. There were certain people that were set up on a cover to produce the cover. It's changed. It's different. I think this McCone was only announced since Friday. They're really pushing this together and to keep it on time. So
another reason to watch this show is because of those changes, especially in the late game.
Yep. We always are updating art and giving you the whatever we've got that's the best available out there. I will tell you this: sometimes the creators can beat me with better art than what we get through distribution.
Yeah.
So you still can dig around the internet and find a little bit more detail.
So we'll go from all your discussion into more of my expertise with a little comic book called DCKO.
I'm so surprised you wanted to bring this up.
I thought we might want to talk about it.
I don't know. Do you have this on your list?
I do. I do. But you can bring it up right now if it's there.
I'll let you come back.
All right.
I was just going to bring up hey, if you guys read it this week,
you need
sold so hot.
Yeah. We only have a few on the rack. It went really hot.
DCKO. What is that variant?
I love that variant so much. So DCKO is the Heart of Darkseid has been exposed in the DCU regular, not absolute. Before it falls into the wrong hands or is resurrected into a new Darkseid, what we have is a competition to see who can get closest to the Omega and become the new Darkseid or control it. The only way to find out is heroes are going to try to hit it before the villains get there, and there's going to be a roster of 32 characters, and you can kind of see a variant that shows you all of them that will be featured. But 32 DC heroes, go for the gold as you will. The problem is the gold here is death and decay, all that is destruction, and the closer you get to the heart, the worse you become. It manipulates you. It changes you from the core of who you are. So if you think like, oh, well, this Superman's got it in the bag. Can Superman do the things that are necessary to be the Omega? The only way to find out is to join this crazy event that I think is going to be 5 months long. And it's going to be around a month. And I think it's 6 rounds. And as we go further, it's kind of like a bracket, and it keeps going down and shorter and shorter. This is the start of it. DCKO number 1. We have a lot of variants, and all of them I think are really, really cool, including that Jim Lee Darkseid. Goodness gracious. The Frank Cho cover of the Beatdown. But even Daniel Warren Johnson is actually currently on my favorite because it's just wrestling. And I think that's great. But there's even wrestling variants, like cameo variants from Dan Mora, who's really good at doing guest stars, is doing an AEW crossover with those variants. Lot of stuff going to happen in this event. There will be plenty on the rack, but I thought we would bring attention to it so you guys can get hyped for this really, really cool event.
I'm almost certain I have this right in my head that the main cover is what you see here on this is an acetate.
Could be, yeah.
That's a overlay and a main image underneath it. So they're going all out on this. They're going deep, and it plays at everybody's, who would beat up who in a fight argument kind of idea. So it's going to get interesting.
It really, really will. I think there's going to be a lot of unique things and potentially a big game changer for the DCU. So you wanted to talk about Batman number 2. I did have a very quick thing about how hot it was selling. I think that number 2 obviously will have copies, but you might want to get on the train if you want, let's say, the Bat Gadget variant, the Jorge Jimenez Robin variant that matches the number 1. These are all unique variants that kind of have a theme to them that I think are really cool. I also wanted to highlight the All Red variant because I think anytime All Red comes out, a bunch of people come out of the woodworks to try to snag up a copy. So these are unique, definitely worth looking at, and hopefully you enjoyed Batman. When are they planning to finish Hush 2? How dare you bring in question of Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee's time frame? They don't think like that. I have no idea, to be honest with you.
The final issues are available on our website. If you look up Batman 162, I'm not going to jump over there right now, but it does have the best date known right now, which is, I believe that ordering is going to come up pretty shortly, and I thought it was going to be finished before Halloween.
There you go.
So it is getting wrapped up there. I kind of appreciate that we're not just delaying everything, but also giving them enough time to get it done right. So there's that. Batman, one of the biggest deals I'm going to bring up about this, if you are a huge fan of that giant oversized edition, there's not one for number 2.
Yeah.
So that was a special for number 1. Enjoy it, love it, cherish it, but don't look for it on number 2. Don't hold out for it and all this. It's not solicited. So I would not, I would choose a different variant for what you want to read on that.
All right. The final 2 things I have are literal just looky-loos. The first one is Essentia number 29 from Wake.
Yeah, I put this in my
So Essentia does this too. They do all these really small, unique, cool things. There was one time where you had to collect 4 covers to get a Frank Miller or a J. Scott Campbell cover. And it's such a small community that works with Wake and Essentia that they do go unnoticed, but man, they really do deliver. So obviously this is just kind of cool. I can't believe they are getting away with it. And I thought you should grab it while you can.
I think technically there's no arches on that.
That's right. Yeah,
so
that could be anybody.
That could be anybody.
That's right. The final one I want to bring to the table, and we'll let you go afterwards, is a manga, which I know that we feature on this. It's called Before You Go Extinct by Kondansha.
Okay.
This guy here is, I don't see a volume, so I think it's a one and done. Mm-hmm. It is a story about, it's kind of an existential story about the meaningless and also intrinsic value of life or existence. It is also shown to you through adorable little animals that are also psychotic. So I thought it was just a great way to like a unique story. Not a lot of info on it.
In here,
Not a lot of info on it, but I thought, there's a few people out there that might pick that up and be interested in it. But this is a perfect example of going through our pages and finding something that looks unique to you, reading more up on it, and seeing if you actually want to bring it in and put in your hold slot.
Okay, way to bring everybody up in spirits on that last one.
Hey, it's a Halloween thing.
Oh, that's what we're gonna put it on.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, everyone, the page is up. It's live. You can turn around and place your orders. Hold slots. You have the privilege of turning around and placing your orders online, requesting pay in store, pick up in store, and we will just add it to your hold slot. Everyone else, go ahead and order up online. Place your orders now. You can still select pick up in store, and be able to grab them when they come out here if you're local, or we do the full shipping. It's all in there for everyone there. Again, to get to it on the website, under the shop tab, final orders due, if I can stop right there, and you can turn around and get you right back to the same page that we're at there. So
there you go, gang.
Feel free to use the filters to do deep diving for what you're looking for to save yourself time. But we put out all the information, get it out there in front of you. Orders are due by 6 p.m. tomorrow night so that we can turn around and place them in time with our distributor and make sure we get all the copies. We will be stocking some of this stuff for the shelf, but this is the way you guarantee you get the one you care about.
There you go, gang.
So thanks, everyone. We turn around and appreciate your time. And me and Richie will be back with you on Tuesday night. Be here 6 p.m. Our Mountain Time. We will go over the new release rack.
The comics coming out this week.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, bye, gang.
Orders are due this week at I Want More Comics and Games. For over 400 items, you have so much to choose from. Always check out our final orders due page to get your books and beat the release week rush. We work to list every available and open order comic, trade paperback, and manga so you can get exactly what you want. This week, a large number of new #1 issues from all the publishers. DCKO and Absolute Evil, 3 from Age of Revelations, and Harley Meets Elvira. Also, Marvel has more theme month variants while Superstar cover artists drop eye poppers. Place your order before 6 p.m. Monday night and select from shipping options or in-store pickup. See you at release.